Welcome to our Tuesday devotion. I was going to apologize that I interrupted this recording to take a call from my father in Johannesburg, but then I realized, of course, the recording just stopped and I had to start all over again. My dad is 94 years of age. He's old school, generous and kind, but not very emotional. And if you happen to hear our conversations on the phone, I'm sure you would laugh and chuckle to yourself. Invariably, the conversation starts off with just, how are you? And it branches off into a discussion about the weather, because there's either too much or too little rain. It's too hot or it's too cold, or the wind's blowing. And then it goes off onto sport and we discuss all the highlights of the weekend. And then it switches over into the markets and what's happening. I work for a financial institution, so my dad often says to me, "What are you bankers doing with the interest rates?" As if I had a say. One of the roles as a financial advisor that I have is to assist people and families with their succession planning. This can be done through a properly drafted will and estate planning, but also with business owners. There's a handover potentially to children or even to someone outside the organization, but we facilitate that with careful planning and strategies. Right now, our Springbok rugby team too are going to be going through some form of succession. We're needing a new coach and head of rugby. We're going to have some of our senior players end their professional careers. So there's a new bunch of youngsters who are going to don the green and gold and face our critical analysis. The Methodist Church of South Africa right now is in the process of handing over the role of presiding bishop. And we are fortunate to have another lady taking over. As I've said earlier, men are not really emotional. We make decisions, through very strict parameters, and to have a woman in control just brings a different view and aspect. There's emotion. Women tend to be a lot more focused. They call a spade a spade. At the same time, they care and nurture for everyone involved. So we're looking forward to this next chapter of the Methodist Church. In one of the readings this week, we see too the role of leadership of the Israeli people. The mantle passes from Moses, who has just died, to Joshua, a young up-and-coming. We say young and up-and-coming, but he's 80 years old. He has been chosen by God to lead the people across the Jordan as they claim the territory that was promised to them all those years ago, promised to Abraham. What big shoes to fill. But we know that when we read these words, God said he would be with Joshua in all that he says and does. So we too, as believers, can accept that promise too, as we lift up our concerns and our prayers to God. Our prayers, he hears us. He speaks quietly to us. So in the next couple of days, the rest of this week, bring your concerns and your worries to God. And continue to look after yourself. Until we meet again, may God continue to bless you. Amen.